This podcast is brought to you by Podcast Nation.
Shopping is hard, right? But there's a better way. Stitch Fix online personal styling makes it easy. I just give my stylist my size, style, and budget preferences. I order boxes when I want and how I want. No subscription required. And she sends just for me pieces. Plus outfit recommendations and styling tips. I keep what I love and send back the rest. It's so easy. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Spotify. That's stitchfix.com/Spotify.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Not everyone is careful with your personal information, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the US. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. If your identity is stolen, a US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year by visiting lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Welcome to Nirvana Sisters, where we discuss all things health and well-being to help you achieve your highest state, your nirvana. Hi, I'm Amy Sherman, a marketing exec with a passion for wellness and beauty.
Hi, I'm Katie Chandler, a former fit model that has a passion for health and fitness.
We are sisters-in-law who share the same love for well-being, ready to sift through all the self-care noise and bring you a splash of what we think is fun. So let's get started. What's up, Nirvana Sisters family? It's Amy. Before we get into this week's episode, I wanted to thank you all for your support. We are so grateful, and we would love for you to please rate and review us wherever you listen to your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, CastBox, Podchaser, and Podcast Addict, I know all have ratings and reviews. So if you would take the time and do that, we would be so appreciative. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. It's a good one.
Welcome back to Nirvana Sisters. So this week, I'm so excited, as is Amy, because we have a first happening. We have our first male guest of the entire series ever. So he's going to be our honorary Nirvana brother. And he also just happens to be a very dear, longtime friend of mine. He is a model. That's how we know each other. And now a very successful personal trainer and influencer. And his name is Alon Reitchuk. Hi, Alon.
Hello.
Hi, Alon. So nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
Thank you for having me.
So Alon and I met in the modeling industry, what seems like forever ago. We were in our early 20s and wild and crazy in New York. And he's a very successful model. You have walked in fashion shows for Dolce & Gabbana, Valentino. You've been in Vogue USA. You've been modeling for magazines, billboards, et cetera, for years. And then you moved on to your professional personal training career. At some point, this is actually super cool. Adidas sponsored you as one of their professional athletes, and he did the Tel Aviv 2014 Adidas Marathon campaign, which is pretty epic. And now your main focus is being a certified personal trainer, nutrition advisor, and you are highly specialized across the board. You work with pregnant women, postpartum. You work with women coming out of plastic surgery, and so much more. And at one point developed your own unique training technique, which we will dive into, and opened your own HIIT studio. So I can't wait to hear all about it. We're so happy you're here.
Very impressive.
Thanks for being here, babe.
Thank you.
Aim, what was your Nirvana of the week?
Well, this is sort of I was telling Katie before we started recording, Alon, my dog, my little baby dog is 16 and a half years old, and he's kind of in the last chapter, I would say. And it's kind of a weird time because he was doing well. And then all of a sudden the last few weeks has just been not great. And I have 2 boys, and it's been a little bit emotional, but anyway, he's a great dog. And he just had an episode last night, which was so sad. He couldn't get his bearings and he was off balance. Anyway, I literally slept on the floor with him last night. I created this bed and I slept on the floor with him. And even though it's kind of sad, it was sort of this bittersweet moment because he was literally in my womb. He was in my belly. He couldn't relax because he was nervous because of all this stuff going on. But I finally was able to relax him. And he was literally in my stomach. I was holding him and he just let a breath out and just like relaxed. And then he ended up going back to sleep. But I laid there with him for hours, which I haven't done probably since he was a puppy. And it was just like a sweet, cute moment one-on-one with him, which I never get. And it was in the middle of the night, which is why I'm exhausted today. But anyway, it was it was a nirvana because it brought me joy because it was just, I was making him feel better. And it was just a sweet moment. He's my firstborn. He's 16 and a half. And my other boys are 14 and 11. So, I feel very, very attached.
I was just about to ask. I guess you had the dog before you had your babies, before you had your kids.
I did. So he's my first baby. So it's yeah, it's an interesting time. But yeah, so that's me. What about you, Katie?
Difficult.
Yeah. That's really sweet. He is your first baby. I know how that is a Teddy. Well, my nirvana of the week happened this morning. I took a Kundalini yoga class this morning, which I don't know. You're familiar, Alon? With and Amy, are you familiar? You've heard of it? So I've never taken one before, but it was a 90-minute Kundalini class. And basically it's like a meditation with yoga asanas, and you can hold a pose anywhere from 2 minutes to 5 minutes, not like a yoga pose, but meditation poses. And I think at one point I even held one for maybe like 20 minutes, but it was just really, really cool. They also did a gong sound bath at the end.
That's nice.
It was
so you went to a class.
I went to it. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. It was really cool. I feel like I had an emotional release. It was really super special, and I'm excited to do it again. So I'm definitely going to. So then what was your nirvana?
So I'm currently in Paris. I went to my husband's family, brothers and sisters. I met his parents, but it was the first time I met his sisters and brothers. And it was really nice and happy. It's also the Jewish holidays. So it's Katie, happy Jewish holidays.
That's right.
Yes.
I woke up this morning and I felt a bit tired and gloomy outside today. Unlike yesterday, it was really sunny and beautiful. And I went to the park and I ran 8 miles. And It was beautiful. I sweated out all the bad energy. I cleared my body and I feel way better, well revived. And so that's my nirvana of today.
That's so nice.
I think I have a little moment of nirvana every day, something that I really love to do, that really puts me together and makes me feel good with the rest of my day, even if things don't go smoothly. Just this little moment always bring me back to my conscious. And so today the 10-kilometer 8-mile run was this nirvana moment for me. It's green and beautiful in Paris, and it's a gorgeous city, and it's also a way to view and explore this beautiful place.
Alon is originally from Tel Aviv, and you've lived in Tel Aviv, New York, London now. You did live in Paris at one point?
I lived in Paris. I lived in Paris briefly because I've been in and out just on jobs. And also I've lived in Germany, in Hamburg and in Berlin for a while. I was born and raised in Tel Aviv. And then when I was 18, I moved to the US. And then I moved back to Israel. And then I travel around Europe working for modeling agencies and doing some major jobs. And now I'm in London in the past 2.5 years. I moved to London first because I basically wrote a trademark. I had a concept of HIIT fitness that include boxing, rowing, lifting, and cycling. And I just travel around the world doing presentations about my concept until I found an investor in the UK. And 2 years ago, we opened a studio, this beautiful multi-million studio. And unfortunately, it did not survive COVID. So I'm back to basics. I'm on my own again. And currently, I'm doing some private trainings. I see some clients, and also I train some clients on Zoom. I have a couple of clients that I train in Dubai and in New York. So I keep myself busy.
No. So when did you start personal training? At what point did you transition from modeling into personal training?
Basically, I never stopped modeling. I take jobs all the time, but more right now, I'm more like my own agent. I don't have an agency for modeling because I have quite a big platform on my Instagram. So I get modeling jobs, and I started be a private trainer, I think 10 years ago, after I finished my study. I studied in a sport institute in Israel called Wingate. I studied sport and nutrition. I started to be a private trainer. And yeah, since then, that's what I do.
Speaking of Israel, Katie and I hopefully will be going on a trip next year to Israel, and we'll be going to Tel Aviv for my youngest son's bar mitzvah. We're hopefully planning to do it in Israel, so we'll be able to visit your hometown.
I did not realize you're Jewish as well, so happy Sukkot to you as well.
All right, we've touched on how you started your modeling career, your personal training career, and also you have an insane social media following. I mean, obviously it's because you're absolutely gorgeous and you're incredible in front of the camera, but how you have over 200K followers on Insta, is that right?
I have 200K overall. Actually on Instagram, I have 115K currently, but I have another platform, which is Facebook, and now I'm starting my YouTube page. So it's altogether 200,000. On Instagram at the moment, we have 115. It goes up and down all the time.
Do you feel like it's just because you're super consistent with posting and sharing and that has a lot to do with it? Like, how did you make that happen?
You know what? I've never invested any money on growing my social media platform. I think I was always authentic and true to who I am and my style, what I believe in. I was always slightly different than others. I always had my opinion about things, and I always led in my own direction. And whoever want to follow me, great. Whoever not, it's also great, you know. And I was just authentic and honest about who I am. And I also grew and evolved and changed with the years, you know. And it just organically grew, just being myself and being honest to who I am, sharing my life, sharing my journey. Also, like with the deep awareness, the social media is not our real life, and we are choosing to share what we are choosing to share, but it doesn't reflect who we really are for 100%. But yeah, I think authenticity and honesty about who you are, for me, is the key.
Absolutely, yeah,
totally agree. So I have a question for you. So tell us your favorite thing about personal training, your favorite thing about modeling, and then tell us your least favorite thing about both of those things.
Okay, so first of all, I like fashion. Let's start with modeling. I like fashion, and I love glamming up, and I love that people actually want to make the best of themselves, visually, and to look at the best. And I think fitness and fashion, they are very much aligned and very much meet together. Because for my clients, for example, I always tell them, if you look in the mirror and you're satisfied with who you see, and just go out of the shower, look at the mirror. If it makes you smile, that's a good thing. And I also think that clothes should not cover who you are. I think you should be happy with who you are. Clothes is just fabrics, to make us happier. But if you are glowing from the inside, and if your aura is positive and good, so that's what's most important. About fashion, I have love and hate relationship with it, because I have some really bad experience with fashion and some good experience with fashion. I started really early, and I think it shaped my personality in many aspects, because I didn't always had good experience with it. I started as a 17-year-old kid. I was thrown in Milan. I did the first show that I did was Dolce Gabbana. Everybody was older than me. I was treated like an adult, which I wasn't, and the things that was said to me sometimes hurt me. And I think shaped my personality, and subconsciously I built walls, and I made me very, very, I don't know, sometimes separated from my emotions, and
you put up a wall. You had to protect yourself.
It
can be an ugly industry.
And it reflects on anything in my life, especially on my relationships, because when you are trying to protect yourself, sometimes you cannot be very vulnerable and honest and transparent with your feelings and with your emotions, and especially when it comes to love and relationships, with any type of relationship on the scale. If it's romantic relationship, friendly relationship, family relationship, I think all these boundaries that I subconsciously built harmed me in a way. On the other way, I've made a lot of money. I traveled the world, executed my love for fashion and for style It helped me grow my style and, know exactly what I like and what I don't like. Be involved with people that are very much like me. Meet very interesting people along the way, like Katie. About everything that I've done in all my journey, I don't regret anything because I'm at the end of the day, I'm a happy person and I'm very happy with who I am.
What about your love hate
Yeah.
for personal training? Is there something you love the most about it and something you dislike the most about it?
I cannot say that there is something that I don't like about personal training, to be honest with you. I just love to take people and show them the way to make a better version of themselves, and take people as a project. Start at some point, and at the finishing point, have this person to see them blossom in front of my eyes, and be happy with their achievement and be happy with their new lifestyle and their new routine. And to see this transformation, it's just fascinating. It never gets old, really.
So you told me that you're focusing a lot right now, your expertise, you're working with a lot of women that are either post-pregnancy and post-plastic surgery. Let's touch on that a little bit. What is something for our listener that just had a baby? What would you say to help them get back to where they want to be?
So first of all, I train girls that are actually very progressive in a pregnancy. I have 2 girls that I train now that they are in the 8th month, but they're still training. And I must say, like, people that have a training routine prior to their pregnancy can carry on training, and it's actually very good for the cardiovascular, and it's very healthy for the baby. On post training, I currently don't train any girls, but I've had a lot of girls that I've trained in the past have been after like a couple of pregnancies, actually after 2 or 3 babies. And it's a process, but some girls can get into a better shape that they were before their pregnancy and into results that they actually did not believe that they will reach after their pregnancy. Girls with pregnancy, after they give birth, the most important is to get the strength back to their core, to the whole midsection. A lot of concentration about the area of the pelvis, about all the core muscle, oblique and abdominal area, that all it needs basically to be refurbished, if you can say it that way, because this is the most area that are being damaged after a pregnancy. I can say that you can see very, very good results, and some girls, again, get to a better shape and to a better physique that they were before the pregnancy. Basically, I start with them from a very, very, very foundation of like really simple exercising, of even breathing. You bring, exhale and inhale to get the strength of the core back to the body. And then I start like a little bit more and more and more harder exercises, planks, abs exercises, a lot of bridges of the pelvis. There I can basically do a mat workout for an hour with a girl with a bunch of different exercises to basically rehabilitate this area.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then is it kind of somewhat similar for these plastic surgery, post-plastic surgery clients that you're working with?
It depends what kind of plastic surgery. If it's a tummy tuck, so basically girls with a tummy tuck, it's a super, super difficult surgery. It takes like 6 months to just recover from the surgery and to recover from all the wounds and, the stitches and all of that. And a lot of girls that do a tummy tuck, they do a boob job at the same time. I guess because they're open already, they want to get it all done.
Might as well get a 2 for 1.
Right.
Yeah. So a lot of girls, I don't know. I think I see this in London, for example. I've trained, I think it's the fourth person that I trained with tummy tuck and boob job that this procedure done at the same time. So basically, tummy tuck is just like, it takes the skin and stretching it back and put it back on. So you don't really have problem with the muscle area there. So it's very individual. It depends what each person needs. Some girls, they have a tummy tuck, but they still have excess fat in different areas in their body that they need to work on. Some of them have a very bad cellulitis in the legs. So you need to even it out and, make the body to the best version of itself. I currently train a 55-year-old woman. She had a tummy tuck and a boob job. And, this area looks great, but she's very weak. She needs a lot of work on the core area, because also if your core is weak, you get that big belly because there is nothing to protect the intestines, the inside part of your body. If you make it stronger, then everything sucked in, it looks firmer and smaller. So yeah, we work on that. She has a lot of cellulitis in her legs, so that needs to be executed and work on very aggressively, But it's really individual, because girls after tummy tuck and boob job, each girl is individual. They need different things. So you can't really, I can't really give you one solution or one remedy of what I do with them.
What are you doing? What are you doing with that one client about cellulite? Is it more strength training? Is it Pilates? Like, what types of things help to make cellulite look better? I know you can't get rid of it, but what things help it help?
So I'll be honest here. Cellulites, if they're really deep, you cannot entirely 100% get rid of them, especially when you are in a progressive age after 50. It's very hard to reverse it. But if you make the muscle stronger, you make the skin stretch, and then it looks smoother and better, Cellulite usually comes in the hamstring area, in the back of your legs. This is the most common area to have cellulite. So just like they do a lot of squats, a lot of lunges, a lot of deadlifts, a lot of bridges on the floor, and really working specifically on this area. You get some good results, but you cannot get 100% rid of cellulitis, unfortunately.
Where does cardio come into play as well? I mean, I would imagine.
Of course.
There's got to be a balance of having both to really achieve results.
So yeah, a lot of girls that believe that they want to lose weight, they think the cardio is the answer. But girls don't understand. Also, guys, don't understand that, like, if you do only cardio, it's actually not good for your muscles, and it doesn't make your body look firm and tight and strong. So what happens is, some girls or guys do 5 sessions of cardio a week, and then they lose all the fat in their body, but their muscles become very, very saggy.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very specific, gentle balance between cardio and strength, which needs to be executed together.
I would imagine just all body types are different. You have to have a balance of building muscle mass and also cardiovascular exercise. And then what about in regards to like stretching and leaning out and yoga and things like that? Like, a question came up when you were talking about cellulite. When you use a roller, like you're rolling out the myofascia, does that do anything for cellulite at all, or not really?
I think that like the normal traditional sports are the most helpful for cellulite. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about strength, I'm talking about cardio, and I'm talking about proper stretching every time after you work out, and even have like of half an hour once a week of proper stretching, because this is very important, very rewarding to your body. Otherwise, if you don't stretch, your body accumulates a lot of lactic acid, which is not allowing you free mobility of your muscles. It makes the muscles really tight and stiff. And we don't want that. In my opinion, muscles should be
long and lean.
Slender. Yeah, exactly.
Especially for men, most men I know can't like touch their feet. Like, they're just so much tighter than women who do more like stretching. And so what's your stance on that for men?
I tell you that I'm not a big lover of stretching, but I have to do it. A year ago, I was working out, and I was doing deadlifts with really heavy bar in the gym. And I felt that something cracking in my back. And on the way out of the gym, I fell on the floor without the ability of getting up from the floor.
Oh my God.
Luckily, I didn't do any irreversible damage to my body, but I had like a proper muscle spasm in my back that didn't allow me to stand up straight for like 2 months.
Wow, I didn't know that.
God. Horrible. It was super painful. It's the most excruciating pain I've ever felt in my life. And since then, I realized that even if I don't like it, like any other thing that sometimes we don't like in life and we have to do, this is one of them. I don't like it, but I have to stretch. Otherwise, I will not be able to execute the kind of workouts that I do, the long runnings, the speed that I do. And if I have to do a little something that I don't like in order to execute all these great things that I would love to do, that's what it is. Stretching is super important and super, I think, crucial to people that are working out on a daily basis. And even if you don't like it, you need to give it the time. Otherwise, it will retaliate at some point.
Right. It'll catch up to you.
My husband, Adam, he couldn't touch his toes at all. Like he couldn't even come close. He couldn't even touch like mid shin almost for a really long time. And then he started boxing. He's going to a boxing studio where they also box, and then they also do HIIT routines, and then they also stretch. And now he's super flexible. I mean, it's amazing that he got all of that from like one program. But yeah, I mean,
that probably helps his back too, because he has a bad
for
back.
Sure. He has had a really bad back. Yeah, it's helped him a lot.
Absolutely. Today, for example, after my run, I really felt shortness in my lower back, because the impact of your feet to the floor makes this muscle really tight, I guess. I'm also in my late 30s now. So, when you're getting older, you feel these things more than in the past. So you have to give it attention. I didn't have time to do a proper stretching, but I was standing up in the shower and forcing myself to stretch myself in these 3 minutes that I have in the shower. So I don't feel my back later on today. If you have to, you have to, and you can always find time for it. And to be honest with you, people that working out 4 or 5 times a week, it's crucial and super important to do yoga, because yoga balance it out. The cardio, the HIIT workouts, the boxing, the running, the strength, whatever you do, you need to do this stretching.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Amy and I both kind of like rotate everything, right? Like I do reformer Pilates, yoga, and then like light cardio. I don't do intense cardio, but Amy, tell Alon what you do.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of do whatever feels intuitive that day. I try to move at least 20 minutes a day, sometimes more, sometimes less. I run, I spin, I do a lot of like floor Pilates type work, yoga, just kind of depends. I just try to mix it up. Lately, I've been doing more yoga Pilates because I've been more in that mode. I was actually running a couple of weeks ago, or actually it was over the summer, and I felt the next day my knee, like the outer part of my left knee was hurting. And I was like, I'm just going to take a break, because it made me a little bit nervous, because it's happened to me before. Yeah. And it's like, I could hear it when I was like going up and down the stairs. So I was like, I'm going to take a break. So I haven't really run since then. I've just been like walking, but a lot of times I'll do a conference call and I'll just like go on my treadmill and walk the whole time. And it's great. I like burned a lot of calories. I feel good. So it just kind of depends on, I feel Katie and I talk about this all the time. I feel like the older you get, the less like of this intense cardio is appealing. Cause I used to do tons of intense cardio, and when I do that now, I don't feel as good.
When you get older, the recovery is very important in order to maintain like good health and good workouts. Also, another tip that is important to say, if you do a lot of cardio and if you go walk on the treadmill, going in incline on your treadmill is much healthier for your joints, especially for your knees, than going down. Yeah.
Just flat.
When you're going or flat or downhill is not very important for your knees, because, the movement is invisible. But basically, when you're going downhill or you're going flat, you lock your knee in a way that is not very good for it. When you're going uphill, it's actually not happening, because you're not locking your knees entirely, and then you kind of protect them. So the movement is much healthier if you do incline. Even if it's a half or one incline, it's very important to keep the gradient, because it's really protecting your joints. I've done marathons in my life. And, if I had a long distance of running downhill, I really felt the impact after on my knees.
Yeah. I try to walk always with somewhat of an incline, even if it's just like a 1 or a 2, just something, right?
Yeah. Also, and it helps your hamstrings too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, if you do a lot of cardio, it's really good. It's really important to do some strength workouts on your legs, because your muscle, if the fibers are strong and firm, they are really protecting your bones and cartilage. And it's really important to balance it out. If you do only cardio and you don't actually give some effort on your muscles, you want to feel it on your bones sooner or later. And it's really important to make the muscles around your legs super firm and strong, and make the fibers hold your bones, So yeah, this is
Does
also
it
very
have to be
important.
done with strength training? Can you do that? I mean, can you achieve that through Pilates and yoga and things like that? Or are you like a firm believer that you can only gain muscle with weights?
No, you can. Pilates is a very hard workout. You can definitely achieve it, but you can also, you can also do some squats and deadlifts and some lunges at home and achieve that just with your body weight. You don't need a lot. People can achieve a really, really nice, healthy, fit body with nothing. That's the thing. I want to blow all that meat. People can really have a healthy body with nothing, just a body weight and their ambition. That's it.
That's great.
You can do a great workout at home, especially for girls. They don't want to grow muscles. If they are really ambitious about it, you can achieve amazing workouts without nothing. Just you and your yoga mat in your living room.
Right. I feel like it's just all about commitment and consistency. And if you're just
absolutely, just consistency, commitment, and believe that you can become a better version of yourself, and we all can.
100%. Sure. So I want to move into nutrition and just want to hear about kind of like what your diet is or what you recommend to your clients. Like, cause that's, at least for me getting older, diet has become, whereas before I didn't think about it as much, diet has become such a bigger deal. Cause I feel like everything you're eating, you can just feel it the next day or, it's Absolutely. Just harder the older you get. Like you eat one thing and you gain like 2 pounds and you're like, what? I just had like a piece of whatever, Love to hear your thoughts.
Okay, so just a general thing about nutrition. I recommend to all my clients when they first wake up in the morning to drink at least 3 or 4 cups of water. If you have them a minute to boil your water, let them cool off for a second. Squeeze a lemon into it, clear out your body, start fresh your day. That's amazing. That's a very simple hack that that everyone should execute. To be honest with you. Also, when you drink a lot of water in the morning, it makes you feel fuller. It helps you go to the toilet much easier because your body is full of fluid. Everything goes smoother, clears your body. The lemon is acid. It cleans your stomachs, cleans your system, and then you start on a fresh foundation. So this is something that I recommend to all my clients. Second of all, I divide the day to 2 parts. So let's say you are awake for 16 hours a day, okay? On the first 8 hours, I would recommend you to eat your carbs, to eat your pasta, to eat your rice, to eat your bread. But on the second 8 hours, stop eating all of that and take and consume protein, which is fish, can be lentils, can be meat, can be chicken, all of that, okay? And fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, made in any way, stir fried, oven, whatever you like. So, I would suggest to eat your carbs during the first hours of the day. So you use these carbs as a fuel to function during the day. If you eat your carbs in the second part of the day, your body tends to store it and keep it inside, especially when you have heavy dinner, let's say at 9 p.m., and then at midnight you go to sleep. Your body does not use these carbs as a fuel to function, but your body wants to store it. And then the following day, you're waking up uncomfortable because you had like a very heavy meal, and you're actually heavier than you were the previous day. Yeah, I don't believe in not enjoying food. I love food, and I eat I eat everything, to be honest with you. But yesterday I had a heavy meal, so I will balance it out and I will go for a run today. So I'm actually in a good place because it's balanced it out. Also, like, you have to consider how much you burn comparing to how much you consume, because if you eat 1,500 calories a day, it's just an example, and you just burn 1,000, of course you're going to gain weight. It's very simple.
Right.
But to be honest with you, the hack of dividing your day to 2 and take the first half of the day and eat carbs and eat everything you like and let your body use these calories as a fuel. And then the second part of the day, just try to eat protein and vegetables and as much less carbs as you can. This is a hack that works for everyone.
Yeah, it's easy to remember.
Yeah, I feel like, though, it's probably key for a lot of people. For me, especially, I have slow digestion. So finding the carbs that I can eat in the first half of the day that aren't going to weigh me down or bloat me all day is crucial. So I typically end up doing the opposite of what you say, because yeah, sure, like I want to have some bread or some rice or whatever. But if it's going to weigh me down and make me feel bloated and feel lousy, then it's going to make me drag all day. But I have found that if I start my day with a giant bowl of fruit, which is it's carbs and sugar, that it gives me great energy and I feel really good. So, and then I do find that I like naturally want to eat less heavier carbs later in the day. But yeah, don't you think like some people you have to find what works for your body?
Mm-hmm.
Right. We are very individual and very different. But I think what you say is very true, but it's all about portions. If you sit and eat like a full bowl of rice, of course, it's going to make you bloated and exhausted.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be monitorized and you're going to have, I don't know, portion of chicken with the sauce and then 2 or 3 spoons of rice, I'm not sure it will make you feel the same way.
Okay. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, I think the portions is such a big, I've been focused on that lately. Just like not, because we just, these meals that especially Americans are used to in the rest, it's too much. You just need a little bit.
It's insane. You don't need it. You really don't need it. We have, as modern people, in the Western world, we have big eyes. We consume way more than we need, you know?
So true.
For me, like, I never refill my plate. You know, I eat whatever I want. I enjoy the food, but I never refill the plate because I know that if I will refill my plate afterwards, I'm going to feel heavy and tired, and I will not be able to carry on with my day lightly, smoothly, you know, because it's going to be there. It's going to be stuck in my stomach. I'm going to be too full. Also, if you eat a lot, right away you feel tired. You want to sleep. So your brain is not functioning properly.
That's a good little trick, though, just to say, you know what, I'm not going to refill my plate. That's like a very simple little trick, you know? I like that.
I never refill my plate.
And what about alcohol? Do you drink alcohol?
I don't drink during the week at all. I usually have one day in the weekend, not more than one day, because if I party tonight, I need a full recovery time after I drink alcohol. So if I drink one night, I would even hate the thought of drinking alcohol the following night. So I will find one night in the weekend, you know, usually a day that I don't work in the following day, because when I drink alcohol, I'm there. I drink.
You're all in.
I'm all in. So I will find one night that I'm drinking, and that will be the only day during the week that I actually drink alcohol. And every 6 months, I take full months off, that I clear my body. I don't drink at all, and you know, it gives you the energy to start again. Also, I think I haven't changed in terms of how I look for 10 years at least, and I'm the same weight as well. I can say it. I mean, I'm sorry if it sounds pretentious.
No, but it's true. You look amazing. You look so
because
healthy.
I make sure that I drink, and this is the easiest, simplest act. That I can recommend to everyone. I drink between 20 to 30 glasses of water every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is I think this is the only thing that really scientifically rejuvenate and keeps your body young and healthy.
Yeah, I agree with that. So in regards to drinking too, just to circle back really quickly, like we're not even saying, you know, lots of drinks every night. I mean, I know from personal experience, even just like one glass of wine during COVID, I would have one glass of wine almost every night, but still I was like trying to lose the COVID weight afterwards, but still having that one glass of wine, and I couldn't lose a pound to save my life. And then finally, when I was like, okay, you don't need this one glass every night to chill out, then I started losing the COVID weight. You know, it's like I put on a few extra pounds and it started to come right off. It's like, especially I feel like for women, and as we get older, that like one little extra glass of Sauvignon Blanc is going to really screw you over. Right.
Yeah. You know, yes, absolutely. We are very different. You know, each one of us have different needs. And, you know, for me, I don't need a glass of wine. I have like a pipe of CBD oil that I take 2 puffs and I feel great after. It relaxes me. It ends my day in a proper way. Nice. It puts my brain, you know, it makes me more mellow. And so for you, it's a glass of wine. For me, it's the CBD. It's all
I'd
And
rather
that
do
has no
that, though.
sugar. I know.
Yeah.
Seriously, you don't gain weight from that.
Tell
I
us
need
what
to-
that is. What brand are you using? No, really, what brand are you using?
I don't know. So this is the brand that I use now. Someone bought it for me, and it's blueberry and raspberry flavor. It tastes amazing. It's not
Ooh.
harsh, and it's nice and smooth. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
That's certainly a
what
better way to
relaxes me.
relax.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah,
with that.
definitely.
We'll have to put it in the
So
show
before
notes.
we get into our wrap session, Alon, I got to hear something about Katie from her younger days because,
Oh,
you know,
God.
I
Let's
hear
pace
about all the
ourselves.
partying. I
Let's
hear
be
about all the
Katie,
careful.
I
stuff,
don't know if I should
and
open it here.
Yeah, let's be very careful.
Nothing too X-rated, but you know, like we got to hear something juicy because
Let's be very
I didn't know Katie
careful.
back then, and I have a feeling it was a good time.
So Katie and I were actually very close, very, very close. We were kids in New York, just like trying to figure out our own identities. We did a lot of bad stuff together, alongside with a lot of good stuff together.
And we had the time of our lives.
Yeah. We had the time of our lives. We met amazing people. We were the most amazing, cool circle of friends. I have a goosebumps just talking about it. We lost some amazing people along the way. Our dear friend Lisa left us earlier than she was supposed to, but I have only good memories from Katie. And also like every time I see Katie, I feel like the time stopped, and I see the same girl with the same smile and the same attitude, and that's what I love about her. Nothing changed her, nothing touched her, and yeah, I hope you feel the same way about me.
Of course I do. Likewise, of course I do. No, you're the best. We have so many great memories. No, what? Go ahead.
Should we get to some beauty hacks? Because I prepared my beauty bag.
Oh,
here.
we should. I love that. But first,
Okay,
I just really fast though. How can our listeners find you if they want to work with you?
Well, they can reach out to me in Instagram, and I can leave my phone number with you. I don't have my website right now is not in air. To be honest with you, I'm working on a new website. So the best way is just go on Facebook or on Instagram. You find me right away. Alon Reitchuk.
Okay.
Definitely. So I prepare my bag here.
Oh my God,
so
I love this.
I can show you what I use. You know, after all, I'm gay. So yeah, I'm gay and I'm a model. So, you know, I need to have that bag with me everywhere.
Right. This is like a win-win of products. I can't wait.
Just let me find just like the most crucial, most important ones, and I'm with you in a second. Okay.
Yes, the essentials. Your favorite.
Okay.
Beauty hack.
So I must say that I don't believe in using super expensive skincare. I believe in using skincare that have minimum ingredients in it, and each ingredient have like 20 or 30% of the actual product, because I find it working way better than a product that combining many different ingredients in it, and then it touches many things, but in the end of the day it does nothing. Okay. So I'm going to start with this is company I just found out about it. The name of it is the Inky List.
Oh, I know that brand. Yeah.
Nice.
Caffeine eye cream.
And this is actually incredible. It recommends to use it during the day, but I put it at night as well. It's basically just like a caffeine, deep puffiness product. It works amazing, and it's super smooth. It has a lot of moisture in it, and it's great for your eyes. Every time I put it, I see the difference right away. And
hold it up again. What was the brand? What was the first?
The Inky List.
The Inky List.
Nice. Okay.
This is the collagen booster of the same brand, which is amazing.
Ooh, is that like a serum or a?
It's a serum.
Okay.
It's a very simple product. It costs maybe $12, like nine British pounds, but it's amazing. I go to sleep with it at night, and I wake up and I literally feel that my skin is smoother.
Nice.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Now, this one is if I want to glam up a little bit, or I go out, or before a photo shoot. The name of the
is it Charlotte Tilbury?
Yeah, Charlotte Tilbury. And
Magic
it makes
serum.
Your skin,
nice.
It makes your skin like marble, literally.
Is it a serum, or is it like something you put on top of? Okay.
No, you put it first and then you put your lotion.
Okay.
Also all the stuff that I showed you, this is like the foundation. You put it first and then you put everything else.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, this is my night mask that I use every other day, to be honest.
Say what it is.
I sleep with it. It's a Clinique Moisture Surge overnight mask.
Oh, and you sleep with it on.
A lot of hydration. We are facing the winter now. It gives you a lot of hydration. It's amazing, super good, simple, cheap product.
Nice.
And then I have something else I wanted to show you. Just one moment, sorry. So there is this brand. I don't know if you have it in the US, but it's called Face Gym.
Yes.
Gym? I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, they have stores in LA.
I have this. It looks like clips. Okay. When I put this at night, I take this and I literally massage all the muscles in my face.
Yeah, it's
like a gua sha.
Yeah.
Like this, my forehead, my chin bone.
Nice.
So good.
All of that. I use this. This is like $40, but it's actually very useful. And after you use it for a couple of weeks, you see the difference.
For sure. Yeah, we love gua sha. Nice.
Okay. And this is when I'm going out or I want to look super nice for an occasion. It's fashion week now, so I need to play the game.
You need to glam up.
I find this the best makeup in town, girls. This is the best stuff you can ever get. It's amazing. It absorbs into your skin. You cannot see that you wear anything, and it makes your skin look like marble, literally.
So it cosmetics CC cream?
It cosmetic CC cream, and then you need to choose your tone. I'm a medium.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but nice. But it's amazing, and it's also not expensive. It shouldn't cost more than $45.
And it looks like it has SPF in it too, right?
Yeah.
And one drop, you are covering your whole face. You don't need a lot at all. So a tube like this, let's say that you use it 2 or 3 times a week, will last for 4 or 5 months.
Amazing.
It's amazing. Nice. Honestly, this is the product that I recommend the most.
Wow.
So yeah, this is
fabulous. Those are amazing.
That was a round of applause for that
was
one.
amazing.
Yeah,
okay, I'm like, those are all great. We're going to put them all in the show notes for all the listeners.
Amy's going to turn around and purchase all of them as soon as we hang up, because that's what she does.
I know. I get crazy. Well, since we're talking about products, maybe I should give you guys my product review this week.
Yeah, let's hear it. What is your product review?
So my product is called the Hot Mess Ice Roller. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to get it close to the camera. See, it's by the Skinny Confidential. The Skinny Confidential is the brand by Lauren Bostic, who's like a fashion lifestyle blogger influencer. She has a podcast. Her husband Michael owns, I think, Dear Media Podcast Network, and this was her first product that came out. And so you put it in the freezer or the fridge or nothing, and it's just a roller, and it feels like, I had it in the freezer overnight and I'm putting it on my skin. It feels amazing. So if your face is puffy in the morning, like mine, and I know Katie's is all the time, it feels so good. And it really brings down the swelling in your face. So I use it.
It looks somewhere between like shaver and massager.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's $69, and they say it's a preventative skin tool that uses the power of cold therapy to contour, tighten, and depuff your skin. The Hot Mess Eye Roller is all aluminum roller, gets cold fast and stays cold longer than most other ice rollers. So I never knew what an ice roller is until this came out, but apparently it's like something that they have that they sell, but they're more like medical, but this one's like more fun. It has a little groove here so you can put your thumb there. So it just makes it easy.
Oh,
and you just kind of go like this. And it just,
it's like heaven. I need it
feels
so badly.
So good. I actually do it on my neck sometimes too, because my neck is always sore. And I do it on there, but it's fabulous. I love it. I do it morning and night. So it's really helps with the puffiness. So that's it. Nice. Skinny Confidential Hot Mess Eye Roller. And it's really fun. And I think it just came out recently. And I'm looking on their website. They just won the 2021 Reader's Choice Beauty Awards from InStyle. So anyway, good product. Amazing. After you get all your products off and you just do that, feels good. And in the morning after a night out of the one day that you drink. So
Ooh, I hear ya.
So now I don't want to skip out on our wrap session. I definitely want to hear Alon's 5-minute flow and his, kind of told us how you maintain your nirvana, but all right, we call it our 5-minute flow. You just got out of the shower, Uber pinged you, they're 5 minutes away. What are you going to do to get out the door like looking amazing like you always do in that time. Bing, bang, boom. I mean, you're a guy, so it's so much easier. But what are you doing?
Okay, so I'll probably, well, if I'm being honest, like in real life, I would probably put huge sunglasses and a hat. But yeah, I would probably drink lots of water, put my vitamin C serum on my face, and you woke up.
Nice.
That's what I would
Which
do.
vitamin
Yeah.
C serum do you use? Was it
I
in the
use the,
products that you just showed us?
No, I don't have it here actually. I have it back in London. It's a basically simple. It's a simple Clinique drops that I put on my face. Makes your skin look glowing and refresh and rested.
Yeah,
Nice.
you're a Clinique guy. You should be
what-
working. They should be hiring you
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
their shoots.
I honestly don't. I mean, I change products all the time because I believe that your skin get used to a product, it stops reacting to it. So I try things all the time, and also because I'm an influencer, I receive a lot of products, so I get to try new things and to see what I like and what I don't like.
That's amazing.
I also must say that like I suffer from a slight rosacea that actually appears in the summer. So yeah, I have to consider that when I choose my products because some products can really inflame it and make it worse.
Yeah, I get that from time to time also. So I know exactly what you're saying.
Mm.
Okay. All right. And then how do you maintain your daily nirvana? I mean, you kind of said it earlier. What do? You exercise every day or what's your jam?
So
What keeps you peaceful? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I really I meditate in my brain when I run and when I work out. And this is the things that I do for my nirvana. I'm usually very calm. I'm not a very stressed person, and I let life be very parallel to my thoughts and to my being, and I don't get too involved. I can think about something that stresses me out, but I know how to keep it parallel and don't get too involved with it. And this is what keeps me calm and relaxes me basically.
I love that.
But basically sports and fitness, and this is my therapeutic time and my nirvana time. Like this morning that I went for 10 kilometers run. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a bit hard today, but I've done it. And, after I finished it, I'm a whole new person.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah,
I love it.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all kind of do similar things and it makes such a huge difference. All right. So before we say goodbye, let's wrap with our mantra. And I thought, since I did this kind of lean D, I'm probably saying it wrong, yoga this morning, that I would bring the Sanskrit mantra that we used.
Oh, nice.
To today, because I had such an emotional moment with it that I almost I had tears rolling down my face at one point. And it's Sat Nam. And what that means is this truth is my identity. And I mean, I'm just, I'm going through a transitional phase in my life and trying to be really, really true to myself. And like you mentioned, you spoke to it earlier, Alon, like knowing who you are and being true to who you are, how important that is. So Sat Nam.
Sat Nam.
Sat Nam. Yeah.
Sat Nam.
Namaste.
All right. Well,
so nice to meet you,
Oh
Alon.
my gosh. Yeah, it was so good, babe. It's so
So
good
nice to meet you, Amy. Katie, I hope I'm going to see you face in real life soon.
Yes.
And so nice to talking to you girls and taking part in your show. And we'll speak soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, babe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Nirvana Sisters. For more information on this episode, check out the show notes, please subscribe, and leave us a review. Also, find us on Instagram at Nirvana Sisters. If you loved what you just listened to or know someone that would, please share it and tag us. Tune in next week for a fresh new episode of Nirvana Sisters. We'll continue to watch out for all things wellness so you don't have to. Bye.